Hi everyone, it's Pocket, and today I thought I'd make a video about my floating head collection. And as you can see, there are quite a few, and I wanted to show you them one by one because I have got quite a few heads now. They've just kind of come together over time, and especially in the last couple of months I've managed to collect quite a few more, so I thought I'd make an extra special video to show you all of them one by one and tell you each of their story. So let me just start with the one on your far left, my left, this one here. Now this one is a very special floating head. It was also an unintentional floating head because this here is my Dollzone Tulip. So the story is as follows. I actually ordered a Dollzone Tulip to be my very first BJD, and I was super happy with her because I saw the company pictures and I just fell in love with her face, and I wanted a doll that was really sweet back then and nice looking. So I went ahead and ordered her, and it was during the time of the spring event, and I got the Maggie head as an event gift. Now I was never actually really intending Maggie to become a character, but when I got my doll, I was first of all quite disappointed with the tulip sculpt, because as you can see it's very pretty, but it's also very flat. There's not much detail, not many like distinct features, you know, that she has. I mean, it's quite a flat face. And the Maggie head was just so interesting to me. So, just for fun, I popped it onto the tulip's body, and I just fell in love with it, and that's how Heather was born. And alas, the tulip head became my very first floating head. So, yeah, it's not really a bittersweet story. I don't regret not using the tulip head as a character. I think, you know, things are meant to be, and things also turned out for the better with the Maggie head. But Dollzone, actually in my opinion, has the best head caps. The magnets are really sturdy, and the head cap just doesn't budge once it's on. I really love the way Dollzone engineered their head caps. Yeah, and she's in the Dollzone normal pink skin, which is very pale, as you can see. Yeah, so this is my Dollzone Tulip head, my very first unintentional floating head. So the next head I'm going to be showing you is my Minifee head. It's the Minifee Siean head, and I got it recently off the marketplace. And the funny thing is that I haven't actually uploaded a picture to my Flickr yet of this face-up, so here you go, have a sneak peek of her face-up in this video. I didn't actually have a concept for her face-up, I just took her head and looked at the sculpt and just painted what I felt like, and I really love the way it turned out. I love her face, and I love everything about her now, actually. Yeah, and her eyes are new, by the way. These are the new Mako eyes I got in my previous order. They're from the Iberis line, the green ones. 12mm because her eye wells are tiny. I love her tiny elf ears. Yeah, and this is the head that got me hooked on Minifees, or at least hooked on wanting to get a Minifee, because I don't actually have a full Minifee yet. I'm still saving for a body. And this little girl stole my heart for Minifees, and I love her for it. She's adorable. Her name is Pocket, by the way. I think I mentioned that in the previous video. Next up is another Minifee, and it's the Minifee NF New Family event head. And I did show it to you briefly in my box opening video, but here you can see a lovely close-up of the head. This is the profile. I love how this head resembles the Chloe sculpt, but in a different way somehow. They've got very, very similar eyes, and a similar profile all in all, similar cheeks, but the lips are different, and I love the way these lips are smaller, and it's just a little bit more, you know, cutesy, I guess. Although the Chloe's is already very cutesy. You can hardly get any cutesier than the Chloe sculpt. Yeah. And the NF head was a bit of a surprise for me because I thought I was getting the Sarang event head. But out popped the NF head and I fell in love with it. So I'm keeping this head as a swap around head for my Minifee once I get a body. I'm just gonna have this head as a second option whenever I feel like, you know, just having a doll that doesn't have a backstory or a character. Just something to play around with. A Minifee for fun, you could say. I'm gonna give her a name once I give her a face-up. Oh yeah, before I forget, the NF head and the Cyan head, they are both in normal skin. Now, moving along, I'm gonna first quickly show you these two, and you already know these, but I'm just gonna show you them because to me they're not really floating heads, but they're more like floating faceplates. And the camera won't focus, there you go. So this is Andromeda's human faceplate, and this is the human sleeping faceplate. Now originally the Chloe sculpt did not come with a open-eyed human faceplate. That was an event and you only got like a sleeping Chloe human. But my Chloe secondhand and the previous owner did a fantastic job of opening up her eyes. And she made them to look like the Minifee auntie, or the little Fee auntie's eyes. And in my opinion she did an absolutely fantastic job. And I'm really happy that I can have a Chloe that is human and elven at the same time. It gives me so many more options for photography and for her character. And this is her sleeping face. I've actually not uploaded pictures of this one either because I'm still waiting to put in her eyelashes. But once I put those in, I will upload them. See how lovely and freckly she is? My goal with this face-up was to make her like look really, really sun-kissed. And I think I achieved it quite well. Sorry if this video is going to be another long one, but it's a special one because it's about my floating head collection. So I want to take my time and show you each of them. Okay, so this one, as you can see, has got a very faulty head cap. But this one is also a Fairyland event head. It's wearing some V-Deezer eyes, by the way. I've just put them in there to see how they look. And this one is the, oh gosh, the Nanuri, yeah, 2014. It's the Nanuri 2014 event head. And I don't know why, but for some reason this event head wasn't really very popular. I didn't see that many people like bring this sculpt to life as a doll, which is something that happens when an event head gets really popular. People kind of shell the event head as a character and they become something even more special. But it wasn't the case with this one, and it kind of annoys me because I think the sculpt is really pretty, but people just haven't seen its potential. See, because look at that profile, it's really gorgeous. And it's a male-looking sculpt. I love it that, you know, because Fairyland only makes, like, unisex sculpts, at least for the Minifees, the A-lines, the Feeple60s, and the Little Fees, you know. All the sculpts are unisex, but this one is really quite manly-looking, and I really love it. And for all of you people who are wondering, I might as well compare these two for you. This is an example of Fairyland's newest resin, 2014 made, and this is Fairyland's older resin color for normal skin, made in 2011. As you can see, the older skin tone is a lot darker and it's got more of a yellow undertone, whereas the newer one is obviously paler, but also pinker. And personally, I think the newer one is nicer. Has the nicer color. Yeah, so this is my Nanuri 2014 head. Doesn't have a name yet, but he's got a part in the story and I can't wait to bring him to life. And now for my final floating head. I only got this one a couple of weeks ago. This is the Feeple60 or Feeple65 2012 Jury limited edition event head. Now, not to be confused with the other Jury 2012, which was a remake of the Lutz 2005 event head, the one with the very happy looking eyes and the little elf ears and the cutesy wootsy mouth. Not to be confused with that one. This one is also called Jury, but Jury with a Y. It says so in its head cap. And that's why people often spell this one's name wrong. Like, I've seen Nanuri's, I've seen Jury 2011 taken as a name for the sculpt, but I've checked the head cap and it says definitely Jury 2012. Which is confusing, mind you, because there's another Jury 2012 and yeah, I don't know. I don't think they really thought about that. This one was made in 2012, obviously, like I just said, and this resin is a bit more similar, as you can see, to the 2011 resin. It's still almost the same color, but they were already moving into a more pinker direction with this one. And this one actually does have a name. Her name is Marion, and she is a good friend of Andromeda's, and she plays a bigger part in the story. So I've actually let this character come to life because she is actually sharing a body with Lun. And the reason for that is I really want her to be around right now because she is a bigger character in the story, and I really love her character. Obviously, I've done nothing with her yet. She still needs a face-up, she needs eyes, she needs a wig, she needs her own wardrobe, which is very different from Lun's. But she's already there for me, and that's why I also list her in my doll family, because, yeah, because she's there. She's sharing a body, so technically she's alive. Fun fact about this head, it does not fit on a Feeple65 body. Fairyland even stated this at the time this head was released, that it would fit on a Feeple65 body, and I have seen pictures, but I own a Feeple65 body, I've tried it, it doesn't work. The locking mechanism won't turn for the neck. And to me that just, you know, that's just a failure, you know. It doesn't work. If you can't turn the lock and key mechanism, then you can't put the head on the body, it'll fall off. So yeah, Feeple60 it is for this head. I'm not complaining, I love the Feeple60s. And eventually, I do hope to get her her own body. But for now, she's here, and she will be sharing Lun's body, which is great. Yeah, so those are my floating heads. Now, last but not least, let me just show you someone who's been waiting in the background. This is Cedrin. I'm just showing you his sleeping face because I want to give you a sneak peek of his face up too, because I finished it. And to show you, look at those little itsy bitsy eyelashes. Ah, I love them. Sleeping faces are just so wonderful. I wish they'd make one for every single doll out there. They're so great. And here you can also see his lovely ears. Just a little disclaimer, because some of you have been commenting. The ear mods, they weren't actually done by me, they were done by the very talented JNC Entangled, and she has her own Flickr, and I'm following her, so please go out and check her Flickr page. She makes BJD in-scale jewelry, and she has her own Etsy store. Yeah, so that's it, those are all my floating heads. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a happy dolly day, guys! Bye!